Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you the book of the week, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that logo! Welcome to this edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. The summer of superheroes continues, and in this episode, I'm wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy Comic Hero tee, paying tribute to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Inside the speech bubble, you probably noticed a whole bunch of stars and nebulas. Well, I did that mainly because, well, they're the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they protect the galaxy. And of course, here's the patch on each sleeve, and then to go along with it, this Guardians of the Galaxy hat. Now, this received the lesser amount of votes between this shirt and the Black Panther shirt that I wore in episode 261. And if you would like your own Guardians of the Galaxy Comic Hero tee or a Black Panther Comic Hero tee, I will definitely make them for you for a fee. And speaking of t-shirts, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, episode 260, I asked, in which book did Deadpool make his first appearance? Well, the correct answer is The New Mutants number 98. And 10 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their names have been entered in a drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Christian Sykes from Minden, Louisiana. So congratulations, Christian, you win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for episode 264, and this is a Shazam question. The letters in Shazam represent powers from 6 gods. Who are the gods? Everyone who answers correctly will be in the drawing for a free tee on episode 264. Alright, it's time for the Comic Hero Book of the Week. So, let's do this. Alright, my book of the week is As Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, As Guardians of the Galaxy is a book that spiraled out of the events of Infinity Wars, which just ended at the end of 2018. And some of the members of the Asgardians some of them are actual Asgardians, and some of them are humans who have been worthy of wielding certain Asgardian weapons. Mjolnir not being one of them. Alright, some of the members are Brunhilde the Valkyrie, Scourge, who is this Asgardian who had died back in the 3rd volume of the Mighty Thor a little over 20 years ago, but was recently brought back from the dead in the current volume of Thor. Kevin Masterson, whose father, Eric Masterson, wielded an Asgardian weapon, but he died. But then Captain America thought that who of course can also wield Mjolnir, thought that he was worthy of wielding the mace that his father once did. He also goes by the name Thunderstrike. And also Throg, who is a frog who wields a piece of Mjolnir. And then there's Angela, whose real name is Aldrich, Odin's daughter, who's actually the firstborn of Odin and Frisia, who was, they gave her up for adoption, and she was raised by these angels in a realm called Heaven. Now, Heaven, this is not the same Heaven that you and I are thinking of. This is actually spelled Heven instead, as opposed to Heaven. Really love this book. I was kind of skeptical about it at first because the thought of, I don't know, I mean, kind of an Asgardian version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. At first I didn't think that was a good idea, but then I read the first issue and I've been hooked ever since. They've been going through a lot. They ended up retrieving this this weapon, this very, very powerful weapon that and they've kept it in their in the ship that they were in. Now keep in mind that, now here's the weird thing about the as Guardians of the Galaxy. Just like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they have their own ship too, but this one is fueled by Bifrost or the Rainbow Bridge. And I didn't think that was possible. I thought the Rainbow Bridge was something that stood alone. I never thought that there was a ship that was fueled by Bifrost or anything like that. But they end up going on different missions. They even saved a civilization and even ended up on the planet Ego, which, oh, by the way, Ego is a living planet. If you ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Ego was Star-Lord's father. Although in the comics, Star-Lord's father was actually Jason of Spartax. I don't know how in the world they did that. But anyway, great book. There, I just recently read some issues that were tie-ins to the War of the Realms. And unfortunately, Valkyrie gets killed by Malekith the Accursed. But her Earth counterpart, Annabeth Riggs, who is an archaeologist, lives on. And instead of going to safety from all the from Malekith and all his evil forces throughout the other realms of the universe, she fights alongside with the Asgardians. But it's a great book. Can't wait to read more issues. And yeah. All right, it's time to get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Uncanny X-Men number 21. Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 10. Justice League number 27. The Immortal Hulk number 20. The Green Lantern number 9. Justice League Odyssey number 4. Justice League Odyssey number 5. Justice League Odyssey number 6. Justice League Odyssey number 7. Justice League Odyssey number 8. Justice League Odyssey number 9. And finally, Justice League Odyssey number 10. Alright, that's 12, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 9,445. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for episode 264. The letters in Shazam represent powers given by 6 Greek gods. Who are the gods? Everyone who answers correctly being in a drawing for a free tee on episode 264, and congratulations to Kristen Sykes from Minden, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this episode. You know, it's quite fitting that I'm wearing this. It's quite fitting that I'm wearing this shirt on this episode, because as I'm doing this episode, it's July 20th, and 50 years ago today, the crew of Apollo 11 landed on the moon. which was a very historical time for this country. Of course, I'm talking the 3 astronauts that made up this crew were Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, and the late great Neil Armstrong. As a matter of fact, Neil Armstrong was the first to step foot on the moon. Then Buzz Aldrin. Michael Collins was still in the inside the shuttle, but I mean, who says a man can't go to the moon? And I just think it's quite fitting for me to be wearing this Guardians of the Galaxy comic hero tee. Yeah. Oh, and just want to say this: congratulations to my cousin Bridget Smith Shelton. She just got married earlier today to Carlos Shelton Sr. And wish y'all nothing but happiness for the rest of your days. And then also, this weekend is San Diego Comic-Con, the granddaddy of them all. And a lot of great comics news so far has come out, so I may have to separate some of the comics news because there was a lot of it. I mean, I just got finished reading about a lot of stuff, and it's a lot. So what I may have to do is there may be a few topics in episode 263, and I may say some for 265, so stay tuned. All right, I'm Victor Nunley on the Comic Hero. I'll see you for episode 263. Until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and I am Groot.